So I will repeat the question, but there is something new as you talk with Ben about this, about recognizing. When pain arises, there is pain and there is recognizing, and so the recognizing happen by itself. There is no control. Pain arises, there is no control. It observed below without control. But the pain is recognized here. Nobody else can recognize it. So is that separation that there is that is recognized here, that there is a center here recognized from centers recognized? Is that separation, or that it is recognized by this system?
Yeah. So the body is just able to do all of that.
So that is not separation.
Yes, the separation, the energetic sense of it is totally an energetic thing where it feels like there's a solid here experiencing everything. But when that energetic sense kind of dissolves, then the body still functions exactly pretty much the same. So there's still pain, and it's still so-called felt from this body. But no one is owning it anymore. No one is saying it's my pain.
There is no control for the pain. There is no control that I can observe it, or that I can recognize it. I'm not able to recognize it, or to, it just happened by itself.
Yeah.
The problem is that I thought that when it's recognized here, that means separation, but it's not so.
No, all of that will continue. This body will get angry, it will feel pain, it will be happy, and it's all happening from this body. I can't experience anything in another body.
Last time in my dream, I was trying to wake up. And I did it.
Did it? Ooh, maybe that's like what's it called? A premonition, or like maybe it'll happen.
And for the night before, in my dream, I was asking you.
Oh yeah. Asking me what? How to wake up?
The question is why the same question about the pain and recognizing it, and who is recognizing it.
Okay, yeah.
But what about dream? How dream arise? In the dream, we don't know it is a dream. We feel it's real. Is the dream arise like this this world? How it, or from the brain?
Yeah, I don't like comparing it to an actual dream and sleep because it's so confusing to compare it like that. Like, I guess I understand where they're coming from when they're comparing it, but A dream when you're sleeping is your unconscious coming up with a sort of reality that feels real in the moment, and then you become, the body becomes conscious, wakes up, and I don't know if I'm using the terms right, but then it's seen that that dream was totally false. It never happened, even though it might have felt real. So here I would say that everything's appearing as it is, completely boundless and free, completely free to be exactly as it is. And then there's this contraction that makes it feel like I'm experiencing everything. And because of that energetic sense, in a way, a whole dream is created. In a way, it's like it literally feels like I'm living life, moving through time. Yeah, gathering experiences. I have a past, present, and future. And it does feel really real. And then when it dissolves, all of that is seen to not really have been real. It was just an effect that the brain and the body was able to have. And then when it falls away, all of that falls away. The reality and all of that falls away. So, I mean, I guess you could compare it to a nighttime dream, but I still think it's different. Because there's still a sense that nothing actually changed. The body and the character is still kind of the same, still has the same preferences, likes and dislikes, is still programmed the same. Maybe some surface level programming fell away, but it still acts the same. It still has similar thoughts. It still it's almost it's so like ordinary, and then there's and then it's completely different because now no one is living and owning this body, living life or owning this body. So like I think the biggest thing that falls away is the sense of time, because then yeah, I mean, the me has a lot of different aspects, you know, maybe guilt and guilt of the past or regret or stuff that can really fall away eventually. Anxiety about the future really does fall away. And this all takes time. So if it feels really strong while the sense of me is falling away, that's not abnormal either. But just describing what can happen is like the sense of time completely dissolves. So it's just this. And yet the brain is still able to project into the future, an imaginary future, and make plans and do the same stuff it did before. It can still remember things in the past, but yeah, it's not mine anymore. It's really hard to explain actually, because it's so ordinary, and yet it's like there was definitely a difference.
Okay, thanks so much.
Sorry, I went on a tangent. Okay, thanks.
Hi.
Hi, Tanya.
The body gets so nervous when and I can see how habitual that is. It's a part of.
Let it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just with it. So many good comments today. Your videos, the old ones that you posted, oh my God, they're shifting me like crazy. Every time I listen, it's crazy.
You
They're
mean
crazy.
the audio?
The audios, yeah, that you shared.
Cool.
Yeah, they're really good. And I think, in this unraveling, certain things get, you find little knots, kind of like in the body when you're getting a massage, there's little pressure points that need to be released. And I used to get really frustrated with them because I would think, oh, my mind's getting stuck on this or stuck on that. But now I see it more like, you kind of almost alluded to it a little bit today. It's just like some things just need to be worked out in the mind, and then it goes, okay, and then it's on to the next.
Yeah.
And the one thing that's keeps coming up, and it kind of came up before you started this channel, and I was all resistant to it because it's like, oh, it's beliefs, beliefs, all beliefs, but there's seems to be so much resonance there for me. And it's funny, you said something in your audio, you're like, look, I can't imagine after seeing this that I'm gonna go back because it's like you hit that point, and it's but it's just so much resonance there, and I don't really know if I have a question. I just kind of wanted to talk about that like Tony was just talking about a child. I think the child takes on the belief that it's someone because it's told over and over, you this, you that. And then like with animals, like animals in the wild compared to like a domestic animal, right? You see feral cats outside, and it's that interaction with a human, the conditioning that really makes them seem like a person, because we give them a personality. And my Lola's like this, my Charlie's like that. And that's not even, they're just little conditioned animals. But again, just like we do ourselves, we believe that I'm Tanya and I believe that's Charlie, and I have his whole story of his life, but he doesn't believe that. He's not thinking he's Charlie. He knows that I call him that, but there's something, and I know it can't just be as simple as beliefs, but it just feels like, yeah, like that's an important part of it.
Yeah. I do think that when a really strong belief that honestly, usually it is unconscious. You're not really sure that it's there until it unravels. And then you're like, oh my God, you can sometimes energetically feel a lightness or like something released.
Yeah, I think that, and if I apply that to life in general, and just how our spiritual paths and our belief system, how it opened us up. And I don't know, I just feel that, it is something to do with believing. I feel like, and I wonder where the body comes into that. I mean, I know that the body's used to having this energetic, but I don't think the body believes it's a me. I think it's just used to this ownership. And then as that ownership starts to fizzle a little bit, the body gets a little reactive. But I still believe it's up here. Like, I really related to what you were saying, like forever I was here. Yeah. And then as my spirituality evolved, I began to believe I was this energetic being that went through all of my body. And I could feel then that I'm now this energy body, and I'm not really in here anymore as much, but it's still here. All the conversation is just, but then that's a new belief. And now I feel myself throughout so it's just fascinating. You know, I really do believe that, you know, this Patreon is, you know, in some way it's helped the openness and the freedom to explore and talk. It's been really, I guess, just nice for my body. But yeah, I definitely, I'm grateful that you have this channel and just to be able to pop in and discuss things like this.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much, Tanya. I was wondering if I should upload like more of the old audio.
I mean, it's for me because it's and I can understand why you don't want to put something like that on YouTube. But I mean, if someone is maybe where some of us being, you know, in this Zoom today are, I think there is
because you can be there, right?
it's so energetic though, and it feels energetic. It's almost like sometimes when I sit with them, it's all energetic, and it's just especially when it's like really quiet in the mornings, I walk the cats and I'll put it on, and it's almost like takes me over a little bit. It's really I think it's raw. I think it's really raw, and I feel like when you made them, you probably weren't thinking about someone else
listening. No.
That's so evident. I think that's why they're so energetic. They're so real.
Okay, maybe I'll post some more.
I mean, anybody else want to add to that? I love it. So
yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll post some more. But it's true that there is something different about it because I never meant anyone to hear it. It was just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Jerry. She's on it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm so grateful that you're not you, but and even that too. That's the other thing. So many things popped up in this conversation, but I really don't think you're there anymore. The more I hear these recordings, I realize like she's fucking up there. Because my mind still wants you to be here. Like I love Susan and I love things about her. But when I listen to those recordings, it's undeniable that you're and now it's today when I saw you, but you know, it's like, oh man, it's energetic. It's crazy. And yeah, that's another thing that came from those is now you're more like a character in a movie rather than a person that is walking me through this journey.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's beautiful.
Oh, thanks so much, Tanya. That was really lovely.
Thank you.